Today, I'm giving you a practical guide to manifestation. And as you can see, I have a little pyramid here. I can explain this really well. And by the end of this video, I hope that you know exactly what steps to take. Now, here's the thing, is what you manifest always starts in the mind. And a lot of times people don't quite buy this because they think, oh, I think about things and then they don't actually come true. Now, here's the thing is, you're one of many minds, and you could say there's one greater mind that we're all contributing to and pulling from. And the thing is you only have control over your mind. So it's a small sliver out of the entire universe. So there are some people who are really good at manifesting what comes from their mind and putting it into place consciously. Now, the people who are better at this are going to get things done. And the people who are not good at this are going to be subject to other people's manifestation, other people's vision of the future. So if you're not very good at this yet, don't feel bad because we were never taught how to do it. All right. I'm going to map out exactly how this works. And then we'll talk about why you didn't learn it and why you're learning it now. So here's the thing. It always starts with vision. The vision is it's the foundation of being able to manifest something, holding it in your mind. Now, here's the thing is, the difference between having a vision and holding a vision are different. A lot of times people will dream of things that they want, this and that, but they spend the majority of their day worried about what's happening right in front of them. They're short-sighted. They're not able to see very far out. And they're not, even if they can see out far out for a moment, they can't really see far out and hold that throughout the day as they're taking action, okay? So the vision is something that can be very difficult to come by because if we don't feel safe in our bodies, then we're looking for threat, which creates the short-sightedness. So one of my favorite ways to create some safety in the short term is through breath work. You can do some advanced breath work stuff, and then also to hold that vision throughout the day is to be conscious of your breath throughout the day. That's one way you can create that safety in your body so that you have the vision, you can hold that vision and start executing on it. Now, most of us weren't taught how to hold a vision. So if that's news to you, no big deal. You're new to this. It's gonna be fine. The next thing is strategy. Now, strategy is something that we haven't practiced much, because we haven't had to put strategies in place, because if you're not holding a vision, you're not creating a strategy, you're most likely following someone else's strategy. You're following the strategy of your parents when you were a kid, then you went to school and then you were in their strategy. They were like, you can do anything you want. But really? No, they gave you like a category of thing that you could do, and you have to study these subjects and you gotta be here at this time. Strategies, you don't have any practice with it. That's fine. We're going to learn how to do that. I'm going to make a whole video on just how I do strategy. And then your strategy informs your priority, and your priority is held up by your boundaries. So if you have a hard time holding boundaries, there's so many times we know that we're supposed to be doing something or we want to do something, but we're not doing it. The priority that is informed by this strategy, and you give in to someone else's. And a lot of times we give in to other people's strategies on what to do from moment to moment because we don't have the vision, which means we don't really have a strategy, which means we're playing somebody else's game, which means we're going to manifest what someone else desires in their reality. So from the priority, we move into the execution. Now, the execution, it requires courage, because a lot of times if you're executing a vision like this, you've never done it before, so it's new, so it can be scary. I want you to practice having courage. And another point here is, man, what a practice I've been in, which is the practice of surrender. Now, a lot of people, they may hear surrender and think, oh, that's about giving up. It's not. It's about surrendering to the action. I take the action, I make the plan, I set the priority, I take the action, and then I look at the feed forward, the result of it, and then I adjust my strategy accordingly. So surrendering to the result. A lot of times what happens is people are taking action and they're trying to manipulate the situation to go exactly the way they imagined it was going to go. But what ends up happening is it doesn't go the way they want to go, and they didn't surrender. So they're unable to see the feed forward. They're unable to get the feed forward in order to go and reconfigure the strategy. We're always tweaking the strategy. We execute, we see what happened. It's like, oh, we got to go back to the strategy. If you don't surrender, a lot of times what you end up in is anxiety and depression, and because you're attached to it looking a very specific way instead of being present enough to receive that feedback. Now, a lot of this goes back to safety. If you're feeling safe in your body, it's a lot easier to surrender. Again, go back to the breath. And then if we execute time over time, and then we reinform our strategy and we move through this, you'll start to experience manifestation. That is, your body will do the things that it's supposed to do. It'll look the way you want it to look. It will, your business will do what you want it to do. You will manifest into physical reality what's happening in your mind. That's happening all the time, but you're not holding the vision, you're not creating the strategy if you're not reaching your goals just yet. So if you found this video helpful, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be putting out more videos, especially the next one. I'm going to put out a strategy one. And yeah, hit us up. Check out the description. Got some links in there for some further resources that may be helpful.